Do you want to have the ultimate control over your life? Welcome to Take Control with Whitney Wells, where we will explore all topics of life that we try and control, what this creates for you, and how to have successful relationships all while empowering yourself. Keep listening and let's have some fun. Hi, everyone, and welcome to episode 46 of Take Control with Whitney Wells. I hope you're having an awesome day. I hope you had a great week. Last night, we actually lost power, so that was interesting. It was only for, maybe 5 hours, 6 hours, but it definitely wasn't what we were expecting. But it was actually kind of nice. It was kind of nice to have a change in what we usually do in the evening. And we played some card games and some board games and kind of slowed things down, and it was nice. So that was fun, even though we weren't expecting it, right? You can find the fun where you look for it. All right, so we're just going to dive right into the topic for today. We're going to talk about when other people have thoughts or an opinion about you. We're going to talk about when your spouse doesn't like something about you. Now, if you don't have a spouse, this can be anyone who maybe doesn't like something about you or maybe doesn't like how you handled something when they have a thought or an opinion about you. So let's look at an example. Let's say your spouse says to you, you shouldn't have handled that thing in that way, right? You shouldn't have handled whatever it is. You can insert your own example here, your own situation here. Or they said, you don't discipline the kids well. Now that's more specific, right? Your initial reaction may be hurt, sad, shame, defensiveness. Now here is when it's always important to know that there is nothing wrong with any of the feelings that you have. These feelings are not a problem. Ask yourself, what if feeling hurt, sad, shame, or defensive isn't a problem at all? Of course you feel hurt, sad, shame, or defensive when your expectations don't line up with reality. You don't want your spouse, in this case, in this example, to be saying what they said, but your reality is presenting something different. It's not matching up. It's not aligned, right? Now, this creates suffering if you don't accept the reality in front of you. You may have a thought such as, this shouldn't be happening this way. And that's what I mean by acceptance. Accepting that the words were said. Not accepting that you agree with them, but accepting that they were said. And when you think this shouldn't be happening this way, you may feel some negative feeling. You may feel that hurt, that sadness, that shame, or defensiveness. But you can choose how you want to handle your emotions. By allowing your feelings to be within you instead of reacting to them, you are strengthening yourself. You are in control always. No feeling is ever a problem. You can handle any emotion. You are human, and you have negative emotions 50% of the time. It is all happening exactly as it should. And you can choose to have compassion and love for yourself by understanding that your feelings are normal. Your feelings are normal. They are perfect. And nothing is wrong with you or your relationship for having these feelings. Now let's talk about that last feeling that I mentioned, that defensiveness. And I want to give you a tool that I love to use when I feel as though I want to defend myself. when somebody says something about me. If you find yourself feeling defensive, this is when you can use this tool to feel better. So simply ask yourself, in what ways is this true? In what ways is it true, for the example that we mentioned earlier, that you shouldn't have handled that thing in that way, whatever that thing is for you? In what ways is it true that you don't discipline the kids well, for that specific example? Find the truth in what others say about you to set you free. This is for you, not for them, for you. Now, your brain may want to fight back and resist going there. But if you can find the truth in what others say, their words no longer have control over you. You have no reason to defend yourself once you find the truth in their words. You can see how what they say can be true at times and move into peace and love and connection, and away from feeling defensive and disconnected from your spouse. And feeling love and peace and connection just feels so much better for you. Your spouse can't feel your feelings, so this is for you. It's okay to not handle things well all of the time. And while knowing this with love and acceptance for yourself, you can also find all the ways that you handle things perfectly at times as well. You are both perfectly imperfect. You are a human, and you can love yourself through it all. Now, do you ever find yourself feeling hurt or shameful? These are two other emotions that may come up when your spouse or somebody says something to you or doesn't like something about you. So do you ever feel hurt or shameful by what someone says about you? Now let's talk about the same example. Your spouse says, you shouldn't have handled that thing in that way, whatever that thing is. Or you don't discipline the kids well. When you find yourself feeling hurt or feeling shame, just notice that you are only feeling this way because a part of you agrees with their words. Now, how is this so? Well, because if you didn't agree with them on some level, maybe it's a small part of you, but on some level, if you don't agree with them, what they say wouldn't matter. So, for example, if someone says to you or to me, right, I don't like your purple hair. This wouldn't bother me because I don't have purple hair. Or if someone said, you don't care about your family. This wouldn't bother me because I know I care and love my family deeply. I don't agree with them. So you can see how your hurt feeling is coming from you agreeing with them and not from the words that they are saying. Not from their opinion, but from yours. If you find yourself feeling hurt from what someone says about you, here is where you have some power. You can stay feeling hurt, and that's completely okay. But just know your feelings are coming from your own thoughts, not from what they say. You can decide to feel hurt from this empowered place. You are in control. They are not. Now that's one option. Or you can drop into how their words are simply their thoughts about you, not facts. You can believe anything you want to about yourself. I like to see how what they say about me could be true and also could not be true. This sets me free as well. You can let other people be wrong about you. I love this concept. You can let your spouse be wrong about you. You do not need to believe the same things all the time. You do not need to agree on the same things all the time. You are two different people. You can let them be wrong about you. You get to decide what you want to think, what you want to believe. It's important to remember that what other people say about you has nothing to do with you. Why people behave how they do, why they say certain words, why they show up in certain ways, comes entirely from how they are thinking and feeling. And this is out of your control. It has nothing to do with you. And even if they have a thought and a feeling about you and then behave in a certain way, this still has nothing to do with you. Now, how so, right? Because their thoughts are not facts. They are not facts about you. And their thoughts about you cannot affect you unless you allow them to, with your own thoughts. So you have the option to give it all back to them and free yourself. You don't need to agree with what they say about you. What do you want to make their words and actions mean? You have the choice. You have the option of believing anything you want. What do you want to believe about yourself with intention and purpose? Because, to be honest, not everyone will like you. Now, intellectually, I'm sure we all can see how everyone in the world may not like you, right? People have different beliefs, different values, different thoughts, different feelings. So this makes sense. But so often we still want people to like us. We don't want people to dislike us, right? You want your spouse to have nice beliefs about you. This makes sense. Of course you do. This is normal. Your brain is acting as it should. Because your primitive brain wants to fit in. It wants to be included in the group, the pack, the community, the family, right? While we are wired this way for survival, in modern world, in the world that we live in now, we don't need to be liked by everyone to survive anymore. You don't need to agree with your spouse about everything they say or all their beliefs for survival. There's no need for it anymore in our modern world. So if you find yourself wanting others to like you, you have the opportunity to remind yourself that you are safe. Of course, everyone won't like you. They won't like everything you do. Of course, you and your spouse won't agree on everything, and that is all okay. Nothing has gone wrong. You can fall back on the fierce love that you have for yourself while allowing yourself to feel any emotion. So if you find yourself feeling defensive and dropping into that blame, try finding the truth in their words for you. How is it true? You can find the truth with acceptance and love for yourself while not making it mean anything about you. And if you find yourself feeling hurt or shame, try out the whole idea of letting them be wrong about you. How is what they said about you not true? Right? So when you're feeling defensive, try and find the truth. When you're feeling hurt or shame, how is it not true? You don't need them to agree with you because you agree with you. You can let them think and feel their thoughts and feelings without wanting to change them or control them. You can give them back their beliefs and let them be wrong about you. You can show up as your authentic self with all of your humanness. This can be so freeing and empowering and loving for all, for you and your spouse. So ask yourself, how are you amazing? Find the truth in how you are an exceptional mom, wife, friend, person. And let, I say in quotes, others have their thoughts and their feelings. They can think and say whatever they want, and you don't have to feel hurt, sad, upset, or defensive if you don't want to. Try out these tools if you want to, right? Everything's always a choice. And let me know how they go. I want to hear from you. I want to hear what works, what doesn't. And if you have any topics that you want to hear on a podcast, let me know as well. You can email me at whitney@whitneywellscoaching.com. And if you're liking what you hear, I would love for you to share this podcast. I want to reach as many people as I can with all of this amazing knowledge and all these great concepts and tools for you guys, not for me. I love these concepts, I love these tools, and I want to share them with as many people as I can. So if you're liking what you hear, pass it along, share it with a friend, share it with your family. And if you want to dive in further, if you want to create that more connected, happy, loving marriage, I'm here for you. You can sign up for a free relationship recovery call with me if you head on over to whitneywellscoaching.com and just sign up for that free 20-minute call. We can dive into any problem and we can fix anything in that 20 minutes, and I can tell you about what else I offer, and we can see if you are a good fit and if you want to proceed with that as well. All right. It was great chatting, great talking to you, and I'll see you next week. Thanks for listening. Do you want to explore these topics further? Are you ready to live the life that you want to live on purpose while controlling what you have control over? I would love to be your life coach. If you're interested, simply head over to whitneywellscoaching.com and book an appointment with me today. I can't wait to work with you.